No. No. That's stupid. I think I'm gonna try. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is another requested mukbang. I'm super excited. I love it when you guys request videos. It is so much fun for me to make things that you guys want to see. So I got a request to do a BISCOFF Pizookie by a few people. So I made a BISCOFF Pizookie. You guys really seem to love my Pizookie videos, and I do too, so it's great. And then I also got a request to do loaded hot dogs. So I've never really been a huge fan of hot dogs. Even as a kid, I thought they were really gross. But I thought that maybe if I did loaded hot dogs, that the things on top would cover up the flavor. But also, I've had vegan hot dogs before and they're actually okay. I use the vegan hot dogs by the brand Light Life. I've had them before and they're actually pretty good, so we'll see if I like them. So this one is a pizza hot dog. This one is a French onion hot dog. This one is nacho. This one is macaroni and cheese. This one is chili cheese. And this one, I don't know why, I've just been craving chips. So this one's literally chips and ketchup. That's it. I've just been craving potato chips, so I made that. Also, for this mukbang, I'm telling you guys another story time about this guy that I had one too many encounters with during my high school years. So yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about today. But first, I'm going to dig in because I'm really excited. I'm going to start with the Pizookie. Also, I got a rainbow spoon to match my rainbow fork. I'm super excited to use this. I put a layer of Biscoff butter in the center and a layer of chocolate chips. Oh my gosh. I need to show this to you. Okay. I think this might be the best Pizookie I've made. Mmm. I mixed so much Biscoff butter into the dough so you can really get the Biscoff flavor, and the white chocolate chips are so good with it. This is amazing. And it's one of those things where it's not too sweet, but like sweet enough to be delicious, you know? This is so good. So the first encounter I had with this kid, we'll call him Noah for the sake of the story because I don't really want to reveal his identity, but we'll call him Noah. So this all started my freshman year of high school. There was this kid that I'd seen around. He had huge gauges, and so my friend and I called him Gauges Guy. We both were kind of wanting to be his friend because we thought he was really cool, because me and my friend were emo, so we really wanted to be his friend. We would see him around school. He was pretty popular, like everybody knew him. There was one time that in my 6th period class, which was math, he wasn't in that class, but one day he randomly just came to that class and started hanging with the teacher, and I'm just like, where did you come from? I was kind of excited because I wanted to tell my friend that he came to class. He kind of like fangirled, I guess you would say. I don't know, we were so weird. But yeah, that was the first encounter. And then I think he ended up coming to my classroom a few more times after that for no reason. I never talked to him, but yeah. The ice cream I put on top is the vanilla ice cream from the brand Brave Robot. Best vanilla bean ice cream ever. Even if you're not vegan, you should go try it because it's delicious. So far, I'm loving the spoon. It's getting immaculate bites. They're the perfect bite sizes. I'm telling you. Mmm. So, I think it was the year after, one of my best friends and I were hanging out, and I don't remember if she was texting someone or whatever, but all of a sudden she's like, can we go say hi to my friend real quick? He's in the neighborhood and I just want to say hi. And I was like, okay. And so we left her house and went and met up with two guys, one of them being Noah. And I was like, what a coincidence. And we didn't talk at all. Like, I barely said anything. I was very shy, and so I didn't talk to him at all. And it was only for like 5 minutes, and then we ended up going back to her house. So, I mean, that's kind of a small encounter, but it's still, we're getting to the climax of the story. Hold on. Okay, now I'm gonna try the loaded hot dogs. I'm gonna start with the most simple one. So I put some vegan cheese on the bottom, the vegan hot dog, some vegan potato chips, and ketchup. Okay, I'm excited. Mmm. That one's pretty good. Don't think it's gonna be my favorite, but so that same friend ended up moving away, but she came to visit the following summer, and we were gonna go to this thing called Fright Dome. It's like a horror convention theme park. I don't know how to explain it. Look it up. It's really cool and it's really, really fun. And so we were gonna go to that together. I think it was the day of. We ended up going to a park, and she said she wanted to meet up with one of her friends. And by the time, I knew who Noah was. Like, people had talked about him. I knew that so many people knew him. I had like 5 friends that knew him or were friends with him, including this friend that I was with at the time. So we went to this park, and she said she wanted to meet up with her friend. Little did I know it was Noah with his other friend. I mean, it was fine. We had a fun time. Like, him and his friend were being really, really funny. But yeah, we just hung out for a little bit. This is the chili cheese dog. I put Amy's vegetarian chili on here. It's vegan, but it's called the Amy's vegetarian chili, and it's in a can. And then I put vegan cheese on top. There's a piece of macaroni on there. Okay, I'm excited. Mmm. I knew it. I like this one more. Mmm. The chili's really good. Okay, I'm gonna try the mac and cheese one. I'm scared for this one. It was spilling everywhere when I was making it. So, I have vegan cheese and Daya's vegan cheddar on here. So, let's do this. No. I didn't get very many mac and cheese pieces in there. I just got it up my nose. Yep. This one's... Oh. Okay. This one's really good too. It gets better the more you eat it. So we hung out with Noah and his friend for about 1, maybe 2 hours, but then we had to get back home because we needed to start getting ready. And they ended up following us home. I don't know why. I guess they thought it would be funny to follow us back to my house. And I low-key kind of liked it because, I mean, I didn't really like Noah, but I think I was starting to form feelings for him, which was not a good idea because he wasn't necessarily the best person to develop feelings for. However, I didn't think much of the way I felt, if that makes sense. Like, I just didn't realize, I guess, that I liked him a little bit. That's besides the point. They followed us home, but then they ended up leaving. Yeah, they were really weird. I didn't understand what that was about, but I guess now they know where I live if they ever needed to come to my house. So that was really weird. My goodness. The only issue that I have with this is that the Biscoff butter is like cementing my mouth closed. But other than that, it's like the perfect Pizookie. No. It's also extremely sweet. Okay, now I'm going to try the nacho dog. This one has vegan refried beans, vegan cheddar, and jalapenos on top. Okay, I'm going to start on this side. Hold on, I'm going to get another bite. It's okay. I think it would have been better if I put like salsa or something in it. I didn't do that. Anyway, I think it was my junior year. I hadn't seen him really since then. I mean, obviously I've seen him around school, but I didn't hang out with him or anything. Then my friend, the one who originally wanted to be friends with him, we were hanging out, but she wanted to go hang out with her boyfriend, meet up with him at the park. So we did, and guess who showed up? Noah. I guess just everybody knew him. Anyway, so we all hung out for about, I want to say it was like maybe 4 hours at the park. And then we went, there's like a desert behind our house, so we kind of went back there and hung out. And then once again, Noah was following me home. And then they sat on the curb across from my house for like 20 minutes, maybe even 30. And I was like, do you need something? Do you want water? Nope. And then they left and I was like, what? I was very confused. There was also another time where I think for a club I was in at school, we were having like this party or something. It was a party at the park and they were literally just me, one of my friends, and another one of my friends, like 3 people. I think we invited Noah. Like we said, hey, do you want to come? I don't remember this one that clearly. I just remember he ended up showing up to this party that I was at and I was like, but he literally didn't even stay for like a minute. They like left right out. I don't know. It was just a weird encounter. And then there was another time where I was with my friend, my other friend, at her house having a sleepover. I kid you not, it was like 12 midnight. He walks in the door and I'm just baffled. I'm like, you're here too? Stop following me. But then I found out that my friend's brother was friends with Noah. So I was like, of course he is. He's friends with everyone. Okay. before I keep blabbing, I'm going to try the French onion one, which I'm actually really excited for. It has caramelized onions, vegan cheese, and thyme on top. I'm really excited for this one. It always takes me a few bites to get the full flavor. That one's pretty good. It's kind of sweet because of the caramelized onions. Very interesting. Okay, now I'm going to try the pizza one. This one has marinara, vegan cheese, vegan pepperoni, and dried basil on top. The marinara kind of soaked into the bread. I don't know why, I really like it. So I think my favorite, it's a tie between the chili cheese dog and the mac and cheese one. And then it's also a tie between these two and then this one, and then the nacho one is my least favorite. I don't know what it is about it, but not a huge fan. So now we're in the point in time where I actually started kind of hanging out with him. So a couple of my friends and I were planning on going to this show. It was not like a concert. It was more like a ground show. And a couple of bands were opening before we were going to see this band called Sworn In. We were really excited to go. So we got there. Guess who was there? Noah. My goodness, I swear this kid was like spying on me or something. Anyway, we ended up hanging out with him for a little bit, and then we kind of drifted from him. But then after the first band performed and there was like a break in between bands, we ended up chilling with him for like the rest of the night. And after each band performed, we would sit in a circle on the ground waiting for the next band to play. I think this one's my favorite. So while we were sitting in a circle, I kind of was sitting in a position where my knees were up to my chest, and so my feet were out in front of me, and he kept trying to untie my shoelaces, and I was like, dude, stop. Long story short, we all hung out that night. We ended up going to IHOP at like midnight, and at this point in time I was vegan, so I didn't get anything. Plus I already had dinner, so I didn't want to eat pancakes at midnight that weren't vegan. But we all went there and hung out, and it was really fun. And then we ended up going to a park, and then we dropped everyone off. And I think some point during the night I ended up getting Noah's Snapchat, and so he texted me when I got home and he said, "You looked really good tonight." And I was like, thanks. It really made me feel good. I was happy, but I was like, uh-oh. So at this point in time, I knew that I liked him. And so from that point on, we started texting almost every day over Snapchat. So there was a weekend, I think it was actually a couple weeks after I got his Snapchat and we were texting, and my mom and dad took me to Lake Las Vegas. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe I should tell you what Lake Las Vegas is. It's just this, I guess you could call it a neighborhood. A lot of people live in this area, but Lake Las Vegas is a lake in Las Vegas, and there's a lot of fun things that you can do there. They have this like on the water bouncy house thing, and you can paddleboard. Rachel and I paddleboarded there before. It's so fun. There's this really cute small town. It looks like a town that would be in Paris or something. You can walk around it. There's like restaurants and things there. It is so, so cute. One of my favorite places here. Anyway, so we were going there, me and my parents, and as we were leaving, there's this little store that is along one of the sidewalks, and so we were in that store, and I looked outside, and I saw this kid wearing a beanie. I was like, oh, that looks like Noah. And I was like, Mom, it's Noah. And so I thought that was so weird, and I wanted to say hi to him, but I thought it was really awkward because I'm just not really great at talking to people in person. I mean, like, even though we talked a lot over Snapchat and we had gotten decently close. I mean, it only had been 2 weeks, but pretty close, especially in the span of 2 weeks. But I didn't want to talk to him, so I didn't talk to him, and he left. It's running away. Stop. So eventually, we decided to leave. On the ride home, we stopped by this white car, and I looked to the left, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a girl I know from high school. She was not very nice to me. I need to hide. But then I was like, okay, stop. You're fine. She probably doesn't even notice you. She probably doesn't even care. I was like, you know what? Confidence. We're gonna have confidence. So I looked over to wave at her, but they kind of moved up a little bit. And so I was looking in the back seat of the car now.
There he was again!
I don't believe that these were coincidences. I can't, because there are so many of them. And maybe they were, I don't know. It was just insane to me. I actually hid this time, and then we drove past and made it home. I think I ended up texting him that night too, and I was like, were you at Lake Las Vegas? And he's like, how do you know that? You creep. And I was like, no, I was literally there and I saw you. And he's like, you should have said something. And I was like, okay, well, next time, because I'm awkward. But yeah, so there was that encounter as well. After that night, that kind of like sparked our texting marathon. We texted each other every single day after that. And I ended up finding out that he did like me, and obviously I liked him too. Like, we confessed our attraction toward one another. I wanted a relationship, and after telling him that, I think he wanted a relationship too, but he said to me that he liked me, but he couldn't give me what I wanted, or I couldn't give him what he wanted. He wanted other things, if you know what I'm saying. But I just wanted a relationship, and he knew that I just wanted a relationship, and yeah, basically that. And so he said that he wanted to try a relationship with me, but he didn't know how long it was going to last. And so this was basically what we were talking about for a good 2 weeks. Like, we were really trying to just figure it out. Another point being that he lived pretty far from me, so that didn't help. But we were basically discussing having a relationship. My friend, the one I ended up sleeping over with that one time, and he came over to her house while I was there, so she moved to another state. But she ended up texting me one day in one of my classes, and she's like, guess who just asked me on a date? And I don't know why, but I assumed that it was like a celebrity or something, so I was really excited for her, and I was like, who? She said, Noah. And I was like, what? Noah, as in the Noah that came into your house that one time, and then the Noah that we all know? And she's like, yeah. So I felt a little bit of a broken heart there, and I was really, really confused. Come to find out, it is the same exact Noah that I was texting. And I'm not a confrontational person, so I wasn't about to go say, yeah, we're not going to talk anymore because you just asked one of my best friends out. So I kind of treated everything normally, with regards to texting him. But I did text my friend that he asked out, and I was trying to find as much information out from her as possible. And I was like, okay, well, first of all, I didn't tell her that we were planning on dating or like talking about it. But I said, first of all, you live like 3 states away. How are you going to date? Like, are you going to do long distance? She said, no. I'm not planning on saying yes at all. I'm just letting you know that that happened. And I was like, that's cool, thanks. And I'm really glad that you're not saying yes, because I don't want you getting hurt like I just did. So that happened. And after that, I didn't ghost him, but I kind of died down on the texting a little bit because I was hurt. Like, I liked Noah, and he just goes ahead and does something like that. So I don't know if he was joking. I don't know. So that's why I still, like, I didn't ghost him or anything, because I didn't take the time to ask him about any of it. So, like, I didn't want to assume that it was serious. Like, he could have been joking. But I even asked my friend, I said, is he joking? Like, do you think he's joking? And she said, no, I know him well enough and he's not joking. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I was not stoked about that. And then a few weeks later, I hang out with my other friend, and she ends up telling me that she hung out with him and he kissed her. And I was like, I'm done. Obviously, you either didn't like me, like, he was getting basically what he wanted from other girls. That's what he wanted to do with me. That's why he said he couldn't commit to a relationship, because he just wanted other things. So he was getting with other girls as he was texting me about maybe working something out. I don't know. It was just a whole out of whack situation, and I'm very grateful that I didn't follow through with any of it, because I would have had my heart broken completely if we ended up dating. So he was just a different story, let me tell you. Oh my gosh. After that, I didn't really want to talk to boys for a solid year. I mean, I did. Like, I had guy friends and stuff, but actually talking to a guy? No. No thanks. No. Alright guys, that is the end of my story time, the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Sorry it wasn't a happily ever after story time. It was just a lesson learned for Cambria. So this food was super good, super filling though. I actually thought I was going to be able to finish at least one of them. I didn't, but they were pretty good. So if you're not a hot dog person, but you want to have hot dogs with the fam, I would suggest topping it with things. Specifically chili and cheese or mac and cheese, because those were really good. And this Pizookie, oh my goodness, it was so good but so sweet. I'm so sugared out right now. Thank you so much for requesting video ideas for me. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!